trouble, aren't I? Cherry cordial.
In trouble? Yes, they're very, 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 very tasty. Yeah.
You know, you don't have to put the boxed kind on the tree anymore. Bag or two of those.
Yeah, but I kind of missed the little cherry.
Yeah.
So, Christine just gifted us the remnants of a bag of Kisses cherry cordial. Not getting paid to mention this, by the way. but she just gifted what's left of those. They're very, very good. And one of Grimmer's favorite Christmas gifts that Santa just always seems to magically make happen every year is a box of cherry cordial candies under the tree just for him. So he's getting an early start with it this year with these Kisses, but I miss.
It had a creamy center though.
It has the creamy center, but I miss the little
cherry,
maraschino cherry in the middle. Anyways, hello, welcome. Come on in, have a seat. Callie is here. You want to say hi? Come up here and say hi. Come up here, say hi. There, say hi. There she is. There she is, lending her energy. Right, your beautiful girl energy. Yes, you girl. Yes, you girl. Yes, she is. Those of you that might be new to our live streams, this is Callie, our husky.
One of our coven critters.
One of our coven critters. Grim is here with me. That's your cue, Grim.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm distracted by these damn Hershey's.
Yeah, you are. You're distracted by the Hershey's. Wow.
Cordial cherry Hershey Kisses are now my official favorite Hershey's Kiss.
They're pretty good, aren't they? I'm going to light
I like the peppermint ones, though.
Oh, I do love the peppermint ones. The white chocolate.
Oh, yeah, the white chocolate. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Ooh, and the white chocolate raspberry ones, too. And those don't come out very often.
Yeah, those are good.
Anywho.
Damn corporate America.
Yeah, corporate America. I'm going to light our pink lotus candle here for the group. Just let me get that started. Those of you that know that the pink lotus blossom, I'm going to try not to blow it out this time. The pink lotus blossom is a flower that blooms in the most inhospitable conditions. It blooms in the most murkiest swamp where most other critters and fauna and flora would find it difficult to flourish. But the pink lotus finds a way. Just like we all find a way together. That's what part of our gathering at 420 on Monday and Wednesday and Friday has to do with. Because we are all acknowledging that we're going through some of the bumpiest times of our lives. Yet, in the strangest way, it's some of the best times as well. I know that seems almost incongruent to kind of consider how something could be like, you know, like Charles Dickens said, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, you know, just kind of depended on your perspective and how you were choosing to live your life. Things are always happening around us that bring chaos or remind us that we live in a chaotic universe. You know, it's funny, after several years now, well, decades really, I started reading tarot for friends, you know, in my teens, as did many of you. But when I went to college and then in my early 20s is when I really learned with my first teacher, my first Wicca teacher. And she was a shaman and a wonderful person. And she taught me my basic understanding of the tarot. And to her, I'm forever grateful about that. But that's not my point. My point is that so many folks in this realm where we live and breathe right now, they are constantly lamenting all of the unfortunate events that have gone on in their lives. You know, and to each person that I speak with, everybody thinks their situation is the god-awful worst. And I'm not trying to say that, you know, with any kind of ridiculousness in my voice, because it isn't meant to be funny. You know, each of us, as we traverse this lifetime, each of us, as you know, goes through our own trials and tribulations. And it always surprises me, especially for people who are in their, you know, 40s and 50s and 60s who haven't yet figured out that it isn't a hex or a curse or something necessarily working against you other than life here in this realm. It comes with its ups and downs. That's the very nature of living in a dualistic dimension like we live in. For every high, there is a low. And hi, Grimmer.
Hi.
Glad to have you back. I don't even know where. We're just kind of doing an As the Crow Flies day. And I certainly was talking about something important, but then you walked in and you just took my breath away.
Aww.
So, I was talking about something sensitive, though, I'm sure. So I'm probably leaving a few people out there scratching their heads or wondering if I'm going to continue. I would if I could remember what I was talking about. Oh, my goodness. So
you have to acknowledge how over the last, I don't know, maybe week or so, mental derailment is something that is...
Oh, yes.
real.
Yes. Yes. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes, thank you. The ups and downs. And Christy reminded, I never look at anything from the victim perspective anymore. I look at it as an opportunity for growth. It absolutely is. And many of the people that I have worked with in the past, quite a few of them, many of them are you, have been able to lift yourself up out of that victim mentality. Because once you lift yourself up out of it, once you no longer, you know, find it necessary to claim the victim title, and I don't mean that in any way condescending, because I know that we all go through those phases. It's all part of the process of learning and growing and doing your shadow work. It's not unheard of in the shadow work territory.
A way shower worth their salt has experienced more than just successes.
Exactly. I have not yet met a healer or a way shower or a witch, frankly, that hasn't had some trials and tribulations. Most of us come a little bit already damaged goods, because I feel like it gives us, I don't know, it's like, how do you really know how to counsel someone unless you've had your own dark night of the soul? Until you've experienced some of the most desolate and alone feelings you'll ever feel in your life. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I do that little uncomfortable laugh when it's something I'm talking about is I know in triggery territory, because I realize it is for me too. I'm still working through, a lot of this shadow work. I don't claim to have all the answers. I just claim to be able to guide you through it a little more easily. If you find yourself doing shadow work and want some assistance with it, that's what Grimm and I are here for. That is what we both agreed to allow our lives to unfold as way showers, as guides for folks. And a lot of us have common themes. A lot of us are of similar vibrational frequency. And so if you find yourself drawn back to something that I've said or something that Grimm has said or both of us or whatnot, or you really like the vibe of some of the folks that follow along here, because gosh, I could go through right now and say hi, hello to, the people who I see here and their names that I have grown so fond of over the years, because I've known you, some of you, for quite some time now. So it's remarkable, that feeling, to know that, we are withstanding together. We're learning and growing together. Some things we're accepting together. Other things we're, considering light bulb time together. And it's such an honor to be part of that journey with you. And it's an as the crow flies day today, so you never did quite understand or know which direction we were gonna fly today, because we just sort of let spirit guide the words that need to be heard. May they be heard clearly and with understanding. And knowing that we are gathered here with the intention of healing, of insight, of gaining wisdom and clarity toward our own next best step. When you gather here with me, you're gathering in with ancestors, past lives, animal, crystal, and plant allies, any from the Fey realm, any ascended masters or God, goddess energies that may be present, that are here for our next best step, our utmost and highest good. Those energies are welcome to remain here in this space that we create. It's our own little respite in this world, just for an hour or so, a couple of times a week, maybe 3. And, it's just about right some days. It's just about right. It's a nice little reminder that I'm not alone, and doing the shadow work, although it can be painful, is definitely worth it. I haven't met a single person yet who has done honest to goodness shadow work that has said that they've regretted it. And a lot of folks will say they've done all their shadow work, and you know me, I will raise the questioning eyeball whenever someone says they're already all finished with their shadow work. And if they do, you know what? You don't need to call them on it. You don't need to say a word. Just to yourself,
really,
you
called me out on it in the first 30 seconds.
I've learned a few things since then. It wasn't my, well, actually it was, because you and I are twin flames. So I picked up that pickaxe and I started going.
Yeah, you did.
Right away, as did you with me. You know what I mean? We were there together from the get-go, and we both knew that we were in for a rocky road, didn't we, Grimm?
Yes, we did.
We both went into the relationship knowing that it was not going to be a smooth one. And, sometimes I think Grimm and I got lucky, because I think other couples would have probably given up on the outcome a little sooner. We almost did a few times. And I really think that the bond that we have shared in past lives kept us together when going really got tough. Because Sometimes it's really hard to stand next to another person and feel their trauma, especially if you're an empath, like I know many of you are. It's like you actually feel on sometimes a physical pain level. You can feel some of their emotional and physical pains and hurts. And it can be so trying when you find yourself realizing these patterns in your life where you start to recognize that, hey, wait a minute, I'm no victim here. I'm no victim here. It's time to lift myself up out of that victim muck, because all I keep doing there is sticking in the same mucky story. It's like that little pink lotus blossom whose candle won't stay lit. I need to put a new votive in there. Grim, I bet you could find me a votive or something, couldn't you? Like right up there somewhere?
Not one that fits in that.
Oh.
I'll find you something.
Okay. Because I would love to have it lit. But it's like that pink lotus blossom that won't bloom. It will bloom in really poor conditions, but it even has boundaries. So, anyways, I'm going off on a tangent there, aren't I? Let's see. I would like to say hello to some folks and catch up on some of the content going or comments going on down here. Remember, if you're here watching live, say hello. If you're here watching later, make a comment anyways. I've been slowly getting a lot of my old messages from previous live streams that way. I don't know where they've been hiding, but anyways, it's been kind of nice to go back and so you'll see me responding now and again, little hearts and things, because I'm able to see some of the comments, which I wasn't always able to. For those of you that know, there is a Purple Door Witch, Stephanie, who, I don't know if you're friends with her or not, but I'm sure you'll find out that her father recently crossed over. And he was ill, frail, but I believe that she thought she might have a little more time than she did, and so his passing is doubly painful. I mean, it's, you know how, if those of you that have lost someone significant like that in your life, you know how painful it can be. And if you haven't felt that yet, you can probably imagine what we're talking about, and bless your heart. But I think the part that makes my heart a little sadder for you, Stephanie, is that I know you were trying to get back home to spend some time with him, and then he slipped into a coma before that was able to happen. And so I hope I was encouraging on your post on Facebook, where I was trying to say, reach out to him on the astral plane. In our tradition that Grimm and I observe, when a soul crosses over like that, we crack a window open and leave a candle burning near the window for 3 nights. Now, of course, we don't leave it burn all night long anymore, because that was centuries ago.
Paranoid in our old age.
Yeah, that was centuries ago. Currently, we blow them out before we go to sleep. So I would encourage you to do the same. But we do 3 nights in a row to welcome the spirit of your recently departed father or loved one, if I'm talking to someone else besides Stephanie. And yes, I can feel you've got a really grieving heart, and it's angry too. And so, don't let that stay bound up in there too much. I know it's really raw right now, but wow. So if you're out there right now and you're listening to me talking and you don't mind lending a little bit of energy to the circle here, I'd just like to send out some purple wave hugs to Stephanie, just so she knows she's not alone, that those of us that can grieve with her over this loss. It's never a good time, never comes easy. It isn't expected to. And these doozy deaths, and I know that seems like a funny thing for me to call them. I don't say it to be, being sarcastic. I really mean the doozy deaths, the ones that knock you off your feet because, you hadn't seen your father in so many years, and it just feels like life's a little unfair sometimes. Like, how could that be part of this journey that you were supposed to take? But I feel like also divine timing, and I have to believe that there's a lesson or opportunity that is hidden within the painful process of going through this grief for your father. And you're like me. I take the bumpy road many times. I think a lot of us do take the bumpy road instead of the easy flowing smooth one, but that's right, Kelly. But that's why. You want to say something? Come on, you say something. Okay, everybody loves you. Oh, nice. Thank you. Yes, you're a good girl. Okay, how about if we pull a card for these folks? What do you say? All right, let's do that. All right, everybody. A card for today. I haven't forgotten I want to say hello to folks, but while I get my cards out and start to shuffle, I just want to remind you that tonight at 9 p.m. is our Pause for Peace. I think that's picking up a little momentum, but it sure would be nice if you do Pause for Peace at 9 p.m. your time. If you would go into the purple door and just indicate what time you paused, even if it's just, like I love to use the energy symbol, even if it's just that, whatever, a heart, whatever you need to do to just let us know you participated. It is something that is near and dear to our hearts. And the way we look at it is at 9 p.m., wherever we gather with the intention of peace and harmony and balance in our world, that enough of us focus with that intention, and so it is. So we ask you to join us for that. Also, it's not too late to get the Purple Door e-zine, which you can find on our Patreon page. It's only $4.20 a month, and it's really full of a lot of great information. This next one, the current one, is all about the alchemy of time, and the next month is going to be about the alchemy of the moon. And it comes with, I think, great illustrations and really interesting articles and remedies and thoughts and bits of information that you need to know. And as a witch, as a growing, metaphysically inclined person. So there's that. And also don't forget to write on your calendar the 28th of every month we do the Purple Door Witch Wave. That is a healing wave of energy that we send around. It's where I kind of intend my 9 p.m. healing energy that I do for Pause for Peace. And it's that same purple wave energy I just referred to when we were discussing the crossing of Stephanie's father. It's a perpetual wave of energy that we've continued glowing and growing since about the year 2015, I believe we decided was the first
I
time.
think that's right.
Sounds about right. So, you know, virtual world. It's a thing. All right. Card for the group. Always shuffle 7 times at least. And there's the one for the group today. Just popped out in my hand. It is the Empress card in the reverse position. The Empress in reverse. Let me turn it this way so you can see it. Okay, let's take a look here. Right after I do a little toot on the pen. Okay. And usually I like to say hello to people. Do you want to do some hellos, Grimmer?
My phone's offline.
Oh, shoot.
We've used our monthly allotment at high speed.
Oh, we have. Okay. All right. So let me read this card, but I'm going to say hi to people because I want to know who's here because it kind of helps me with the energy of who I'm reading for. So, hello out there, Christy Reed. Hello, Susan, Jane, LJ, Victoria Williams, Deb Kirkland, Kimmy King, Virginia Raven Moon Chase. Hello there. Angela Turley, got your hat on. By the way, the hats are on the website now. www.openthepurpledoor.com. We're getting things up there slowly. I know it takes us forever to do it. But the hats are there. And just go there and purchase one. They don't all come with this little spider. That's its own thing. But I do believe they all have some sort of little charm attached to them. So they're really cute hats. And I can't decide which one I love the most, so I just keep swapping back and forth.
The spiders are doable, though.
Yeah, the spiders are doable. But that's another point. I wanted to continue to say hello, hello. So I stopped at Angela because we were talking about her hat. Ta-da! And hello, JB, and hello, Aphon, and Stephanie Carter. I was just talking about you. I love you. Big hugs to you. Christy says, I never look at anything as from the victim. Oh, yeah. I look at it as an opportunity to grow. Susan says, with the ups, you have the downs. Life lessons makes you better. That's what I think, says Deb. Brandon, tooled up is here. Hi, I'm here. Just not all there. That's a good one. With the good comes the bad. Hello, Tammy Colette. Hello, hello. Hello, Emily Fawn. And have I said hi to JB? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I'm healing through that victim, but all is exactly as it's supposed to be, and I give it away because if they didn't do that or I had a different outcome, it may have prolonged the process. I also had to remember it's not just about me. They may have to do exactly what they did to get to their healing. That is a big grown-up way of looking at it. I mean, honestly, like, that's, Ascension 101. You're doing great. That is perfect because, the person, I'm not asking you to feel sorry for the person that perpetuated something against you that would cause you harm. I'm in no way supporting that. But however, I'm able to realize that something broke them. You know what I mean? And for that, I can release myself from feeling victimized about it all the time. Because when I realize that they were also victims of something, I don't feel sorry for them necessarily, but I can see it from a higher perspective that it makes sense why things turned the way they did. And that's sometimes a really difficult way view a painful situation. But when you get to that point, that is tip of the hat. Doing a good job. Susan says one can, where'd it go? One can have more empathy for another having gone through similar situations. Having worked on oneself in healing can be shared with that person to show them there is light in the darkness. Yes, indeed. That's very, very true. Sandra Noisewater, hello, hello. Alicia, hello, hello. You're late. Friendly neighbors are always good. Lateness is okay. We're Ishwich is here. Tooled Up says, due to the difference in time zones, everything I write is later by at least 5 hours. You're actually earlier. You're 5 hours ahead of us. So you're from the future. Prayers and love for Stephanie. Thank you. I know she appreciates that. And if you're talking about who's going to visit who, I hope, Alicia, you're talking about, I hope you're talking about us, but I think you're talking to someone else. But you can come visit us too, you know. Hello, hello. Constance is here. And Kimmy King, did I say hello to you already? And Jane Husk. I don't know if I've already said hi to you folks. So hello to everybody all at once. Big hugs all around. And let's read this card. Okay. The Empress card reversed. There's a couple of things going on here. First of all, I need to remind you that I know it's really important to try to keep it all together right now. I understand that a lot of us are struggling through, staying focused, staying on task and completing targets that we, have set out for ourselves. I know it's a really, it's kind of murky out there. As Grimm said earlier, it's like looking through the mirror and having to wipe away the fog. It isn't real clear around us. If you're an empath or a seer or anything like what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I mean. It's cloudy out there. There's a lot of shifting going on. And I think the frequencies are, bouncing around out there like crazy in chaos. Remember that while you're trying to kind of hold it all together, it's equally important to remember how to play. I know this time of the year where, folks are talking about gift giving, whether you celebrate Christmas or Yuletide or both, or observe the solstice, or, maybe you observe Saturnalia. I don't know. How there's 25 deities that have their birth date on the same day, December 25th. Or around that time. So pick one and roll the dice and see what happens. But with our minds turned toward gifting people that we love, oh, come on. I keep hearing this message and then it just evades me. So somebody out there doesn't really want to hear what I have to say, especially if it's about ancestors. I hear you. You're tired of hearing about the ancestral thing because it's like they're gone. It's, you don't really feel a connection. You just still feel angry. And I understand that. I really do. But, the ancestors are a part of our story down here. And I'm not trying to force you into making decisions about acknowledging your ancestors or working with them in any way. That is totally up to you. But I am providing you the knowledge so that you're aware that they are physically around and available for you when you are ready to accept them. Remember, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for them. I mean, literally. And there were several times in the Earth's existence that the population density dipped quite low. And the mere fact that you have ancestors that sustained through that, and you do, amazing. You know, and many of us have spent lifetime after lifetime living side by side with our own ancestors from our past. We've all been in family units before, and communities and villages and whatnot. So it shouldn't come as a surprise. But don't get so caught up in staying in control, because that's what it kind of comes down to. It when you're feeling like your life is really out of control, I have to usually remind myself I must be trying to control it. Because if it feels chaotic, like I am, you know, like it's really not going the way I want it to go, that usually means I need to look a little more deeply into something that I'm probably not really truly willing to look at that time. This Empress card reminds us to remember to be both playful, not so caught up in the everyday duties of just holding it together that you don't find time to still play and be playful. That part of your nature, that little elvish part of your nature, needs to get sparked. That didn't sound right. Well, maybe it was perfect for 420 tarot, but I'm talking about, you know, that little ember of ignition when you do something for your soul that it recognizes in it. Like it just soaks those moments right up because it's like nourishing to a level you can't even begin to describe. I mean, have you had those moments before? Do you know what I'm talking about? I'll bet you have. And I'd like to hear about them, actually. So if they're, you know, not so long that you wouldn't write a book in the comments, although you're welcome to do that as well, but share with me down there those moments that I'm referring to. This card is also talking about still hiding in the shadows a bit. You know, it feels kind of like you really can't step into the role of the Empress by letting everybody see exactly who you are. That's like an old mantra or something from a past life or some connection where you came to believe that you should just put out there just a portion of who you are and let the rest of them do the guessing. Wow, that's a really deep topic. That is a really deep topic. I can feel some of you just like clamping right down because so many of us already have this, like, you know, unworthy aspect to ourselves. We feel like we're not worthy of receiving this or that, or acknowledging our gifts, or, you know, working with any kind of magic, because there's a part of us that feels we don't deserve it. We're still hiding from it. We're still, you know, I don't know, somehow there's lack of worth involved. So, I don't know who I'm speaking to about that, but I want you to know that there's no harm in staying in the shadows if that's where you need to be. You've got to trust yourself with divine timing on when it feels safe to truly be yourself out in the open, unhindered. But is it a good idea to let the whole world see exactly who you are 100% of the time? We're not really in that realm of existence yet either. We're not there yet where we can trust other people so completely that we can let them see 100% who we are. So I want to say, let's quit trying to fool ourselves that that we don't somehow all still have masks hidden somewhere. We all still put on, I'm not talking about the choose happy face. Choose happy is a concept that isn't about wearing masks. It's about looking for the positive in the middle of the negative. It's about finding that pink lotus bloom when it feels like all that should be around you is muck, because that's what you've been getting is muck. And always know that's only temporary, by the way. Only temporary. Grimmer, you've not been interacting at all, and it's so boring without you. Where have you been?
I've been listening.
And no comments have been welling up in the back of your mind? You always have comments.
I know, but I've been in a negative brain space today.
You've been in a negative brain space?
Yes.
Well, I certainly understand that.
The perils of watching late night documentaries, I guess.
Oh. Yeah, maybe that's not such a good idea for you. Anyways.
What do you do?
Hello, Michelle. It looks like you thought you were going to miss us. We're still here. Good to have you. We're just kind of winding up, I have to say, because Grim's not very talkative, and I've been yapping away for however long I've been yapping away.
Well, your As the Crow Flies sometimes come up with some pretty insightful things that I like to just listen to.
I'm so thirsty today. Thirsty. Thank you, Susan. She says 43 minutes. Well, then I guess that I am going to bid you all adieu. We have a Mystic Fair tomorrow. So you should see probably some pictures of some of our vendors and what's going on at the old church. Hopefully I'll be doing readings, and so watch for some pictures from that. That's tomorrow. And so I'm going to cut it a little shorter than I usually do because I'm a little bit tired and I want to get some rest for tonight. So it was great to see all of you. By the way, if you're interested in ordering some divination tea, I have a couple of witches that are wanting to order my blend, but I'd like to be able to put in a bulk order so I can send out multiple tea blends at one time. So if you fall into that category, send me a text and I will work out the details with you. I love to use tea when I do most all of my divination work. I usually always have a cup of tea nearby. It's just part of my process. So anywho, I wanted to mention that because I don't remember who of you has reached out to me to ask me about tea, other than 2 people I know of. But if there are more of you out there, let me know. Other than that, if you want to book a reading, open thepurpledoor.com and you should be able to choose from 15-minute, half an hour, and full hour reading time. Plus, you could get astrology charts down there. You could buy cool hats like this one. We've got some soap on there that is coming from a Purple Door Witch out of Colorado. And also, I think Siege has some work up there. Mm-hmm. And what was the other thing I was going to say? I was going to say something about it.
I don't know.
Oh.
Book a reading.
Book a reading, astrology chart, hats like this one.
Soaps, jewelry.
Who knows?
Easing.
Already talked about the easing. Well, I guess that's that. If it's meant to come back, it'll come back.
As my grandma used to say, it must not have been a lie. The devil wouldn't let you forget that.
There you go. So, I just saw that, Michelle, you want one of these spiders. I will get you the info. And also Sandra Noisewater, I hope you make tarot bags. Those are usually a big hit, but I have a definite thought on the materials you should use. So if you want my opinion, reach out and let me know. Because I deal a lot with tarot and tarot bags, so I have
some of them lasting longer than others.
That's very true. All right, y'all. Okay. Stay magical.
Stay.
See ya. See you on Monday.